It's barely getting light out enough to film here in Glen Ridge on a Wednesday morning around 8 o'clock. And this is the beautiful station house on the inbound side. I'd seen pictures of it, but it matches the description. It even has stained glass windows. And there's some people waiting for the next train that goes directly to Penn Station. High vaulted ceilings. Hopefully you can see. And I'll walk over and look at the station from the bridge that goes over in the middle. And try not to get too many people in the shot. I wanted to get the name of the cross street that goes over the station right just south of Bloomfield Avenue. And it's Ridgewood Avenue, named after the Ridgewood Avenue School, or vice versa. So this is Bloomfield Avenue, which is the main thoroughfare in Essex County. And we'll go back to the station. There's like I think there's a little river in this cut. I don't think it's just the railroad, but I could be wrong. Yeah, and there is a stream down here that runs parallel to the tracks, and it goes through a culvert there underneath the bridge, and so you can see the station through the foliage. And there's some memorials set up for different people. This was a Glen Ridge police officer. Little book exchange. So here you can see the bi-level train coming in to the station going southbound. It's going to be going to Penn Station. Most Montclair-Boonton Line trains go to Hoboken, but this is one of the few that goes directly to Penn Station, and it doesn't stop at Broad Street in Newark. Like the only train in the morning, I think, that does not stop at Newark Broad Street. Alright, so we'll go over to the station. A lot of construction went into all this. People running to the train. I don't know if she's going to make it. She's got a short stairway to get down there, but this is going to be really tight for her. There's that stream. More. There's the post office for Glen Ridge. Very nice suburb. You can see the station house through the fence. I think she made that train. There's another guy. Let's see, can he make it? People really cut it close here in Glen Ridge. I'm gonna catch the next train, which leaves in like a half hour, and he did make it. Wow. These people are good. They really time it perfectly. Alright, so we'll go back down to the station now that it's empty, and I won't get a lot of people in the shot. There's that station house again. It's just... there's the ticket office. Okay, or maybe it's like a little coffee setup, I don't know. So the entrance here to the downtown side, they could use a little paint job. And the railings could use a little touch-up. The stairs are in good shape. So the train is finally leaving. I thought it would have left a while ago. So the architecture is similar, the canopies, to Bloomfield, which is the next station south. Not identical. And the platform is not that long. But it's a lot of concrete used. And these are some really unusual rock outcroppings right by the station. You can see the station house is actually built into the rock. The ridge, as it were. Maybe we're in the Glen that's by the ridge. So it's Glen Ridge. This is looking west. And the track curves around the end, which is more typical of the Montclair-Boonton Line than, say, the Raritan Valley Line, which is all straightaways. Here you can see it curving again after it passes through the station, headed east. So just a short little canopy on the outbound side. Cute platform. And I think this station's, despite its small, petite size, it gets a decent amount of ridership. So I'll just show you where we are on the map here. Right here, Glen Ridge. And Bloomfield's the next stop, then Watsessing, which is also in Bloomfield, and then Newark Broad Street. And to the north is the stations of Montclair, Bay Street, Walnut Street, Watchung Avenue, Upper Montclair, Mountain Avenue, Montclair Heights, and Montclair State University. So it's one of the few stations that's actually underneath a bridge, so this is part of the station. And I have to say, when you see the station from the train, and I don't use the station, it gives it kind of a dark appearance. Like, is it being well kept up? And here you can see they've had to paint over graffiti, and so that gives it kind of a rough look, rougher than it really is. And New Jersey Transit's installed these lights here that are not the original lights to the station. I'd be curious as to whether they used lights on top of these stanchions here originally. So we're in catenary territory on the Montclair-Boonton Line. So we'll walk all the way down here to the end just to get the complete picture. So I saw these people on the other platform. They had to come up from another stairway. There's a ramp leading down on the outbound side. So if they want to catch an inbound train, they have to go up the stairs and over and back down. So the bridge over the station looks like it got a little repair where they did infill brick in place of some stones, quarried stone. And you can see up here there's a crack in the stone that comes down to the arch. So somebody probably will have to dress. Looks like they did some infill brick there too, once upon a time. So that's it for Glen Ridge. Pretty station. Somehow, if they could just deal with making this more of a uniform look, where they've painted over the graffiti and just sort of give it a little more zing. And I don't know if they could or would ever clean underneath here, and you can see some concrete is come off the bottom of the arch, so maybe at some point that'll have to be addressed. Maybe not as part of a stations project, but as part of some kind of stabilization project. Glen Ridge. By the way, in walking around the station, one thing that dawns upon me is that there's absolutely no parking. So you have to be dropped off or walk to the station. I don't think I've seen any buses pass by. Very busy school over here. So you see a lot of kids walking to school. I mean, there's a bank branch. There's a little parking. What do they say here? 1 hour parking for right here. So where do people park? I guess they don't here at Glen Ridge. But I'm just taking another look at the station from the side. There's an equally nice stone building across the street. Pan back around. It has a porch. You can ride your bike here. Just not enough room for all the bikes that could potentially come here. Glen Ridge. And you can maybe see the Bloomfield station down around the corner, down that way to the east. And here's that stream, the little bridge, and then this ramp comes to the outbound platform. And then let's just look at the inbound side from across the way to get a better picture. So people are arriving here for the train that I'm going to catch inbound. So it's a pretty interesting station. A lot going on here. And some things to take care of. And the next station to the west is Bay Street, Montclair, which is the busiest station on the Montclair-Boonton Line. Glen Ridge. And here's the train going inbound. then I will get a